area experts have found that utilizing our new 10 billion toy, the flight plan could take an exceptionally broad term before it will end up being a reality. On the off risk that it goes in keeping with plan, the visit to Proxima may expect around various years. So, all things contemplated, it will perhaps be various years sooner than we can affirm if there can be certain life on that planet. The layout demand remains. Would it be truly savvy for us to communicate we're all alone in this universe? The James Webb Space Telescope has found several non-human-like things some distance from Earth, riding us toward Tactical's reaction. Our trip for presence beyond us has been topsized for the scope of every single human improvement, to such an aggregate that we have suspended a genuinely enormous number of media works and speculations. As to count our miracle with appreciation to our area also, detachment in the universe, this has been standard. As though it's far amassed inside us to persistently search for a buddy, not enduring how outsider-like, certainly we ought to think about more. And anyway, the reactions we care about, could they at some point say they might be really the reactions we are attempting to find? Or would potentially they say they will be stunningly truly alarming? Come close by us as we assess the sharp revelations in the country conditions of universes and planets on the experience to find something we may not be formed to see lighting quite far off. Scientists have figured out what could potentially be the best important exposure of ever again in 2021. At the point when the J.J. Webb Space Telescope changed into plan goodbye, a thoroughly spellbinding hypothetical requesting was raised around the limitations of our progress. The inquiry was whether in some time our telescopes ought to see fake sensitive on another planet alongside Proxima B. Proxima B, the closest exoplanet to Earth, is in the good district of our closest neighbor, the minimal well-known performer Proxima Centaur, cycle 4 1/4 light-years away. Since the exoplanet is not many models inside the strategy for its hotshot than Earth is from the Sun, Proxima B is supposed to be flawlessly locked with an endless dayside and night incorporate like our moon. As hypothetical high-level human advancement on Proxima B should pass warmth and energy from the day feature to the night feature utilizing photovoltaic cells that produce power from starlight. In a paper with Mono Lingam as one of the experts, it was shown that titanic utilization of the day point of view through sunlight-based chargers may be connected with future telescopes. Given that WST was besides evolved, it had permitted us to develop our journey for planned in gadgets to pleasant exoplanets like Proxima B. In the long run, in the manner that the James Webb Space Telescope makes 2024, it Far Space Telescope did precisely that, making utilization of its higher responsiveness and more noteworthy course of action of cough points. The JWST should have picked the lighting foundations we were searching for and most probably flung us into another giant season of human turn of events, permitting us to dive into the universe of planets and exoplanets to perceive how this was even conceivable. James Webb's giant article is to examine Proxima and Taurus mysteries. Generally, through the scope of time, individuals have considered the person of the universe. What are we? Where could we any time come from? In which are we going? These are average yet extremely hard demands. Man has attempted to reply, mulling over that he got certification. Presently, inside the hour of invigorating imaginative progress, one looks at whether we're any closer to any of the above-mentioned questions. If you inquire a pragmatist, he should most possibly say we are currently at stage 0 of knowing ourselves inside the universe. However, ask a region expert the incredibly comparative part and watch him bob around in energy as he rushes to edify you as for the most outrageous tasteful disclosures people have made about the universe using their speedy mechanical gatherings. These devices, however not given unique interests using the generally people, are straightforwardly a sign of human new advancement. We at this point have the area effectively accessible. Also, it's time we push ahead and get the universe effectively. To be expected to do that has been finished up through specialists and cosmologists. It is through the improvement we tackle a particular happening to that express movement is as of now responsible for the new revelation of what can be lights on another planet light-years away. To be sure, we're inspecting the James Webb Space Telescope. The James Webb Space Telescope is the creation considered out of the practices of human missions into the district. To manage a couple prepared proficient inquiries, would it be fitting to say we are isolated from every person who is reachable? Where could we whenever start, and wherein may we whenever anytime surrender? Obviously, this infrared space stargazing contraption has proactively started answering these requests. Anyway, to a few confirmations, first you can wind up asking what even is Proxima B? Proxima B, or just Proxima B, is sometimes known as Alpha Centauri b. To the degree that Earth is concerned, it circles an M-type superstar. Wonderful Earths are a class of planets that are conceivable more massive than Earth. In any case, lighter than ice monsters like Neptune and Uranus. They are expressed, they can be produced using gas, rock, or even a mix of each. And their sizes can go from twice the pieces of Earth to 2, or on the other hand, on numerous occasions its mass. They truly arranged the unprecedented in the staggering Earth. Concerning Proxima B, its mass is acknowledged to be identical to 1.07 Earths. Perhaps it requires 11.2 days to wrap up one circle of its colossal name. As separated from our 365.25 days, you could truly take a gander at the perspectives of the titanic name Proxima. B is encompassing, especially under the evaluation of the all-out electromagnetic range. The popular individual has an absolute splendor of just around 0.16%, that of the sun-based also in the huge reach, its splendor appears fundamentally dimmer. As it enlightens just 0.056% of the sun's brilliance inside the scene fragile arrive at. It conveys a significantly lesser amount of light energy. Instead of the sun, over 85% of its conveyed energy is inside the state of infrared radiation, circumnavigating around 0.485 to $6 from its immense name. Proxima B's openness was brought way back in 2016. You turned out to be perhaps curious with respect to the justification for why Proxima B, among a stack of stars, planets, also plans, why are we so designated on this express superb bundling? Totally, there are a couple of reasons that make contributions to the unprecedented interest cosmologists have with Proxima B over the sum of its miles. The closest hotshot to our kid arranged besides by definition us, no matter what the truth that 4 of every 1 authentic years is a monstrous distance to us earthlings. Inside the effectively thought-out plan of the universe, it is a clear blip. In this way, Proxima B, our closest craze star, is incredible up at the need posting. It is in like manner a total piece of the sharp colossal contraption called Alpha Centauri. Notwithstanding Proxima B's low gleam, the legitimate contraption appears as one of as far as possible prominent huge name groupings inside the evening sky, primarily inside the rear of 2 others alluded to as Sirius and Copus. At any rate, the best fascinating issue of Proximus and Proxima B is that it should totally probability be good as it falls inside the tolerable region. The potential is unlimited to encompass the tremendous name. Thus, cosmologists have stepped through on the exam to view as the profundities and cut-off places of the star's limit. This is where the James Webb Space Telescope comes in because of reality that the JWST keeps its assessment of the imparted exoplanet. We get dynamically toward the consequence of these missions from CSI to exoplanet assessment. In the mission for extraterrestrial ways of life, so what definitively is SCI considering? Individuals have, generally speaking, been a curious creature bunch, getting a handle on and colliding with the whole group that moves. Moreover, doesn't move. It is nothing frightening that an undertaking like SCI arose on such an extraordinary breath-in vision. God has made an ideal extraordinary road trip anyway with a turn. Instead of gold, we're depended with looking for markers, particularly electromagnetic murmurs from progressions past something we should whenever ponder. SCI tends to look for extraterrestrial information, and it is our framework's endeavor to get signs and aftereffects of stunning presence disguising in the midst of the stars. Our central goal keeps continually way back during the 1900s by and by after the radio time appeared into human use. Ponders like Nikola Tesla and Guglielmo Marconi appeared with an inconceivably express astuteness. They trusted to utilize those wise gadgets to make in veritable relationship with the stars. Right now, Tesla even thought for even one moment to favor the possibility of chatting with Martians using his Wi-Fi transmission gadget. Quick forward to the 1960s, and we end up in the center of undertaking OSMA, the brainchild of the past crazy cosmologist real Dr. Drake. Outfitted with serious areas of strength for a telescope, Drake checked the unfathomable distant transmissions for signs and delayed consequences of something happening where it matters most. Anyway, sadly, his endeavors didn't yield everything, with the exception of the mission gone before. Scientists by and large tuned their radio wires to the limitless orchestra. In the interim, over inside the Soviet affiliation, our accomplish across the iron conceal, have been similarly amped up for the pompous chatter pushed with the guide of the famous ISF. Soviet analysts turned their getting wire up searching for those precarious transmissions from the stars. In this way, the level became set for an endless battle. Anyway, what's this high-quality signal gained in the midst of the gigantic commotion conveying the conversation and nerves to an untouched high? Named the WOW signal, it shipped off wonder waves through spread-out analysts. As the years went by, the mission for Colossal Relates just raised from T2 to the M-Embrace Cyclops. Analysts went full-scale in their outing to conclude the grandure's secret. Then, in a lucky turn of events or on the other hand, possible destiny, a coded radio transmission from Mars via telescopes ignited the effects of unwinding. Yet again, action, everything with the exception of what does that evaluation have all the earmarks of being now. And how some have individuals advanced with regard to missions lighting foundations on Proxima B. In a 2021 examination paper named Visibility of Planned Lights from Proxima B, experts Elisa Tabor and Abraham Th. gave a task to research the cutoff concerning seeing fake lights radiating from the haziest side of Proxima B. Pondering Proxima B is put inside the tolerable zone of its megastar, the gander at plane to view whether Proxima B could probably lead reasonable lifestyles and a method for finding it later. Giving Proxima B's importance as an unprejudiced inside the mission for extraterrestrial ways of life, they developed a tasty however shock detail, the new speculative radio transmission disclosure from Proxima B's going. It's by and by not exactly as late as it changed into to get as of late this. Anyway, when your area of assessment is a region where a hatchet requires light a very long time to venture to every part of the entire situation, it's a leap forward. Making stomach muscle buzz among the mechanical Neuen affiliation, the prohibitive radio transmission mission presented one more layer of intriguing, however, engaging rush ride that area experts can't once in a while clutch get to the most unimportant of. The transmission became recognized through the Get Out Ahe Head Center undertaking, furthermore, addresses a presumably competitor for a more critical earthly radio discharge beginning from the spot of Proxima Center, the host Mies star of Proxima B. The forward leap listen task, passed in 2015, expected on to frame the sky for signs normal for mechanical metropolitan establishments past Earth. In the mission for moving past the limitations of room and tuning in for any state of correspondence, the utilization of cutting-edge radio telescopes and fax assessment structures, the attempt can examine alongside individuals of the electromagnetic reach, watching out for imperative transmissions that can't be pretty obviously portrayed through strategy for typical peculiarities. This are looking for happened for a genuinely significant time period because the theoretical radio transmission from Proxima B, the tail, is immensely valued. Cosmologists managing the task recognized limited band discharge at a rehash of around 982 MHz. This recurrent falls inside the game plan as frequently connected with counterfeit radio transmissions, including those utilized for discussion purposes inside the overall. It was an intriguing disclosure that made the way for an all-out new group of breaking point results. Not enduring the sign has at no point in the future been decisively credited to an extraterrestrial starting spot and may have elective habits of reasoning. The divulgence stays a basic accomplishment in humankind's information. With the sign spread out, it became time to analyze the confirmation. The proof gathered from the speculative radio transmission from Proxima B started a typhoon of advancement among space-trained professionals and specialists in general. The tempting chance of seeing phony lights communicating from the obscured side of Proxima B ignited characters and filled further evaluations concerning the prospect of the sign and its consistent results. As scientists dug further into the information and composed demanding assessments, they hoped to see whether the perceived radio transmission was most certainly of extraterrestrial beginning or, on the other hand, assuming there were selected clarifications. The ramifications of such a disclosure were basic, possibly showing the presence of a high-level human progression fit for controlling improvement on Proxima B. With the Movement Listen project at the front of the evaluation, investigators investigated each piece of the sign, inspecting its rehash, power, and ghastly credits. They shape overall that against known typical idiosyncrasies and counterfeit wellsprings of radio spreads to pick its probability of being of outsider beginning. At something very similar, endeavors were in progress to further foster understanding strategies and expand screen and limit, focused on perceiving any Ewing transmissions or pennants from Proxima. The James Webb Space Telescope, with its high-level instrumentation and responsiveness, played a fundamental occupation in this persistent endeavor for extraterrestrial data. As the insightful neighborhood stayed vigilant in its main goal for understanding the unusual sign, the more prominent results of such an openness reverberated all through society. Demand. Journeys concerning humankind's position in the universe, the presence of other canny creatures, and the potential for interstellar correspondence got the public imaginative mind and controlled hypothesis. In the midst of the energy and supposition, specialists kept a serious and cognizant technique for dealing with their evaluations, aware of the prerequisite for care and vulnerability in unwinding the information. While the possibility announcing the presence of extraterrestrial data was charming, experts saw the import of serious assessment and companion survey to help any remarkable states. Meanwhile, the excursion for indications of sharp life past Earth proceeded unabated, with space experts really looking at the universe for any traces of human progression among the stars. The assessment of Proxima B and other exoplanets stays a position of mix of reasonable sales, offering enticing brief looks at the normal grouping and intricacy of universes past our planetary social affair. As mankind wandered further into the universe, coordinated by interest and a long for information, the excursion for extraterrestrial data kept an eye on a colossal and persevering endeavor. Whether the speculative radio transmission from Proxima be declared the beginning of some other time in how we might interpret the universe, actually should have been worked out. Still, it included the unlimited capacity of human assessment and the overcoming journey to open the insider facts of the universe.